I've realized my true nature. I've realized no self. And now I'm finally done my spiritual journey. That's it. It's all over. I'm done. I'm complete. That's it. Nothing else to do because there's no one here to do it. But it's a very subtle trap, obstacle that many spiritual seekers fall for. This belief in being done. See that it's a belief. It might look a different way to the other beliefs that you inquired about earlier on the spiritual journey. But coming to this realization of no self or emptiness, no thingness, and then believing that you're done because there's no separate entity to do it, is a very sneaky trap that then ends the journey for you. Yes, it's true. Your journey is ended. Your journey is ended, but it's not the end. Can you see the difference? Further inquiry into your true nature, consciousness, examining thoughts, feelings that still arise, examining suffering that still arises, old condition patterns. There doesn't need to be some separate entity to do that. There never was. But see that that's still able to happen, just like talking and shooting videos and walking and looking after kids and going to a job still happens after. See that it's no different. It's just simply a belief that you're done. And of the few seekers who make it this far on the journey, there's a lot that then simply stick the flag in the ground and said, I've reached the top. But it's not. It's not. And this should be very obvious when there's still suffering arising, when there's still resistance to what is. Oh, there's no one here, nothing to do, yet suffering is still arising. Oh, there's no one here, nothing to do, yet there's someone that's resisting what is. Look into that. Look into who's saying that there's no one here and nothing to do. Look into why this suffering is happening. There's even some seekers that come here, stick the flag in the ground. I've said, I've reached the end, and there's no end to the suffering. This is just, it will always be like this. No, it's not. It just shows that you haven't gone all the way. It just shows that there could have been things that you have bypassed. For a lot of seekers, there's a lot of previous work that was not done, and there seems to be this bypassing to no self where there's this glimpse. There's this initial awakening. It's like getting a glimpse. And then there's this belief after. Well, there's nothing to do. There's no one there. I already had a look. I saw it. Yet all of these things in life is still popping up, and there's suffering and resistance and old conditioning patterns that are still arising, causing a lot of craziness in your life. And unless that's really looked at, unless it's kind of like you circle back and complete those things that have not been completed, then yeah, it's always going to feel like the suffering's there. It's always going to feel incomplete. Of course it's incomplete because it's not the full realization. It's not the full realization. It's kind of like having a coin and the coin realizes, okay, one side is heads, but it hasn't realized that the other side is tails. And by realizing that one side is heads and the other side is tails, then it's realizing, oh, the two are one. And there's the wholeness that's realized. Just coming up to the realization of heads and claiming that this coin is a coin of heads would be incomplete. It would be an incomplete realization. It wouldn't be the truth. So there's more to do without the doer. It just happens. The same way you're walking and talking and eating still happens. How come that's not denied? So careful for this because it is very sneaky. And it's so easy to say, I found it. And then kind of that's it. You go, let me put my feet up and rest. But if you're radically honest with yourself, you know that you just can't rest. There's still this uneasiness. There's still this agitation. There's still this irritation. There's this movement in you that just can't sit still. It hasn't ended. There's still this seeking energy in you that hasn't ended, that's seeking something else. Because the end of that seeking energy is the end of suffering. There's this completeness, wholeness, fullness, the full realization of the coin. The two are one. The living truth, where nothing is denied, nothing is rejected. So be careful with this one. It's more of a precaution as you start awakening and you come to this realization of no self. It's far too easy to just say, this is the end. But like I said, look into it. Is it just a belief? Is it really the end? Or are you just ending it? See you in the next one.